Hi, Gino. This is Charlotte with The Athletic. Just how are you feeling? And so sorry to hear the news.
I feel great. I mean, um, I don't have I don't have any symptoms. So came as a complete shock to me, obviously, and to our medical staff. I mean, we've been testing every single day. Including when we were at, obviously, Mohegan. So who's to say? I don't know, but I feel good, and I'm really happy that that our players are going to get a chance to go down there tomorrow and start preparing to play in the NCAA tournament.
Pat?
Coach, how is this going to work in terms of preparing game plans, UNCD distance, being distance? Are you going to leave everything up to her, or are you guys going to have like a Zoom call every day? Or and were you surprised that they put you on Sunday, Tuesday, which means that you couldn't get down there for the second game as well?
You know, I thought that we would be. I thought we would be in the Sunday, Tuesday bracket no matter what. I knew that going in. You know, I've been in enough NCAA tournaments to kind of have an idea of when they want Connecticut to play. You know, we weren't trying to influence the decision any which way. You know, we were just whatever happens, happens. And yeah, I would love to be, instead of 21, 23, I would love to be playing the 22nd and 24th, so I could get down there for a game. But at the same time, you know, our coaching staff, you know, we work pretty well as a group, and we talk, you know, and every day, and we'll talk every day before we set up whatever practice situations we're going to do. And I have complete confidence and complete trust and faith in, CD and Shay, Marissa, Shay, CD, and Jamel. I'm an innocent bystander right now. So I'm just going to sit back and watch them do their thing. And CD is undefeated in tournament play. So I don't think you can get a coach that has a better record in the tournament than she does.
Doug?
Hey, Gino, just kind of going off that, how much can you yourself actually do while you're away from the team, and just, what do you plan to do? I guess that's my question.
Well, I mean, you can only do so much. I mean, you're not there, you're not on the court, you're not, you're not hands-on, obviously. But you can, our program is our program. Now, we've been doing this since October. I don't think anything's going to change in the next 10 days. You know, we have a certain routine. We know what we do. This is how we do it. We know how to get ready for teams. So I'm not worried about that part. I just need them to win 2 games so I can get down there and try to help out on any games after that.
Alexa.
Hey, Geno,
Hey,
have you been able to talk with the kids at all, or just, I
Yeah.
don't even know what you can say, but what did you say to them? And especially with such a young team that has had so much thrown at them over the last, few months, what was your message, I guess, to try and get them to stay even keeled as possible?
I know it does seem like it's one thing after another, and it's been a lot for a young team. I don't know if we're the youngest team in the tournament. I haven't checked, but I'm sure we're pretty close. So an awful lot has been, thrown their way for them to handle, and they've handled it great. They've handled it great. They're more disappointed that that I don't get to travel with them, and be with them. Than I think they just like when our whole team is one group. Whether it's players, coaches, support staff. We travel as like a band of gypsies, and we're all together all the time. And they know, So when I told them, I was just thrilled that we could, we could at least get down there and start the process. A lot of our players that played on first of all, the players on our team this year, Olivia and Liv, and I'm not sure, a couple years ago with Avina, I imagine they played in the NCAA tournament.
She played 3 games.
Yeah, so we really don't have a lot of NCAA tournament experience. So all this is brand new. So we just have to kind of do what we've been doing all year, just roll with it and see where it takes us.
Bob.
Geno, what are your thoughts on your bracket? And are you surprised the Big East only got 2 teams in?
I was afraid of that. I really was. I was really afraid of that. The way the Big East tournament played out, I think there were a few things that happened at the end of the year that hurt some of our teams. I do think that we have 4 or 5 teams that are good enough to be in the NCAA tournament. You can make a case for, not just Connecticut and Marquette, but DePaul and Villanova and Seton Hall and Creighton. You can make a case for all of them. You watch the way Creighton played in the tournament. But unfortunately, there's some things you have to do during the course of the season and then in the tournament that can, keep it out of the guessing and should we not put them in? And unfortunately that didn't happen. But that's, this conference has had a lot of teams in the past, and next year, this was a strange year. And next year we'll be back to 4 or 5 teams back in the Big East.
What do you make of?
I'm positive.
Sorry. What do you make of your bracket?
It's like every other bracket.
Did they get it right? Did they do a good job with it, you think?
It's hard. You look at every bracket and it's hard. I mean, we play High Point. Okay, that's the first time we've ever played that. Usually it's somebody from up here, somebody that you say, well, in 30 some years, we played them twice or 3 times. So I don't think we've ever played High Point unless, I'm already getting affected and I forgot. I don't think we've ever played High Point. Second, I wouldn't want to play Syracuse or South Dakota State if we were undefeated, #1 in the country, and we were playing at our place in front of 20,000 people, and they only got to bring in 5 players. Those teams are hard to play against. So that's going to be an incredible matchup. The only thing that makes me happy is that if we win the first game, we don't have to play both of them. We only got to play the winner. So, and then having Baylor in there, I'm not surprised at all. So you could say, wow, they're a really great #2. Well, so's Maryland, so's Texas A&M. There's a lot of really, really good teams in the tournament this year, and all the brackets are hard, and they're supposed to be hard.
Dom?
Hi, Geno. Can feel better.
Yeah.
You alluded to it a couple of answers ago, but one of the strange things about these times is that you're a program that's been in the Final Four so many years in a row, goes into a tournament with so little tournament experience on your roster, right? 9 or so players that have never played in the tournament. Can that in some strange way be an advantage that, they don't know enough to be nervous? This group seems to be like that. You talked about how they've invigorated things, but this group is just, they handle anything that's thrown at them because they don't know what normal is. They've never experienced it.
Yeah, it's funny, Don, that you asked that. I got a text from Crystal Dangerfield earlier today, and we were talking, and she said, this group seems to be, fun to be around. They seem to get it. She said, not like the knuckleheads you had to coach last year, huh? And, I started laughing, because we always talk about how good players were when they used to be here. But I said, we have a lot of young players, and they don't know enough. They don't know enough to know what they don't know. So they're going into this tournament for the first time, and they don't know what's out there. They don't know what it means. They don't know what it's all about. They've read about it. They've heard about it. I mean, obviously it's something that they've all wanted to be in, but it may, what do they say? Ignorance is bliss, right? I mean, I hope we're full of blisters. I hope we got enough bliss to last us 6 games.
We'll go to Carl and Roger to wrap it up.
Geno, a lot of talk about what the Arkansas loss meant to you guys, but another thing that happened around that time frame was that you inserted Nika into the starting lineup. How much change has that been made for you, and particularly on the defensive end with her, and how well she's played actually all around?
I was going to say, I don't know exactly when that change occurred. I don't remember. I just knew that we needed to get a little bit better on the perimeter. We need to get a little bit better defensively on the perimeter. We needed to get a little bit more aggressive in transition. I was concerned, that Nika would make enough shots, because she hadn't been shooting the ball great for the longest time. And since she's been in the starting lineup, you're right. There has been an incredible change in the look and feel of our team, and how aggressive she is in defense, how hard she competes, how difficult she makes it for point guards, her tenacity, her grit. And then you throw in that she's she's become, you know, someone that you're going to have to guard her on the 3-point line because she's going to make just enough of them to make you disappointed you didn't guard her. And she has a little bit of an attitude to her. She has a little bit of an edge, and I've never seen a great player that didn't have it, and she has it, and I love that about her. So I don't remember exactly when it happened, but you probably, you know, if the Arkansas game, if that's true, I just think she's made a huge impact on our team.
Roger?
You know, you mentioned it a little bit, but could you just talk about the faith you have in your coaching staff, the continuity you have there, all that experience, and how you really won't miss much of a beat with those guys there running the show?
Well, you have to think that way. I mean, otherwise they shouldn't be there. You know, we ask the players all the time, you have to be ready because you never know what might happen. And it's, you know, next person up, let's go. And in this case, it's, you know, a coaching situation. Hey, last time we had 6 freshmen on our team. We won the Big East Championship at Seton Hall. I think it was Megan Patterson's freshman year, I want to say. And CD was the coach because I was in isolation. It wasn't COVID isolation, but it was a dumb mistake isolation made by the University of Connecticut. So it's ironic that we're back in that. And then I missed the Big East tournament when my father died, and I missed the whole tournament. And CD was the coach, and we won. So believe me, I have absolutely no. If I'm going to worry, I'm going to worry about the other team and the fact they're really good that we're playing, and I'm going to worry about are our kids ready mentally to play because it's their first time. But I'm not going to worry about whether or not our coaching staff has prepared them and will coach them in a championship manner. That will not be one of my worries.
Okay, we'll finish up with Alexa and Paul. No other questions after that.
Geno, can you explain how basically the release said that you were last in close contact with the team on Friday, you tested positive Sunday, but because everyone had continued to test negative, that it was okay for them to go to Texas tomorrow? I don't know how much you know about the science behind that, but can you explain like what was the rationale for the team being okay to go, even though on Friday you did see them?
I don't know the rationale behind that. Our medical staff does. So I just go by what they say. I just know I tested negative every single day for the last 12 months, you know, and we came out of Mohegan and I tested negative every single day, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday morning, you know, I got 1 negative and 1 positive. And according to the medical staff, the whatever they call them, the viral loads were so minimal that the chances that I would transmit that to anyone is highly unlikely. And at practice, you know, we do a pretty good job of making sure we're not, you know, we're making sure we're wearing our masks. We're making sure we're not, you know, spending time in close quarters with the players. So, you know, we try to do everything right. And, you know, our medical staff is really good. You know, Janelle, Adina, you know, they look through the whole thing. You know, they go back, they watch tape, they do this, they do that, they talk, interview. And I'm extremely fortunate that that I'm the only one affected by this. Hey, my wife Kathy's been testing every day because she was in the bubble with us at Mohegan, and she tested again today. So if anybody was going to have it, it was going to be her. Although I could say probably more times when she don't want to be within 6 feet of me than my player. So she'll be safe the rest of her life, probably.
All right, and we'll go to Paul to wrap it up.
Hey, Geno.
Hey.
Just to kind of follow up on that, you talked about how surprising this is. I'm sure you've just been retracing your steps, thinking, just how you've been living. And after a year of this, it must just be bewildering to you. Is there any point you can think of there you've been in contact with anyone or anything?
It is absolutely, that's a good word, bewildering, After 12 months and everywhere that I've been, whatever I've done, nothing. And then, a month ago, I get my first dose of my first vaccine. A month ago. And everything's negative all the time. And then last Wednesday, I get my second one. Now, I know that doesn't kick in for another 2 weeks. I know that. And then all of a sudden, boom. So that just goes to show you, to everybody that's listening, you have no idea with this thing. You have no idea where, when, how. I haven't done anything out of the ordinary that I've done at any other time this year. I didn't all of a sudden go on spring break, I didn't go to Florida. I didn't all of a sudden go on a, motorcycle retreat to, Montana or something. I didn't do anything. I've just kind of done what I do. So I have no idea. If I had to trace it back, and it's Friday and Saturday, I have no idea. Zero.
Did you walk out of that second shot strutting a little bit and feeling like, okay, I'm feeling good. I finally vaccinated and, life's going to go back to normal?
Yeah, well, they tell you right away, they tell you, hey, listen, this is going to take a couple weeks. So, don't run around and think that you're, home safe. But, it's like anything else. You have to go into these things with the understanding that these are meant to be protection. But, nothing in life is 100% foolproof. We all get a flu shot, or we all get, something, during the winter, and some people still get the flu. The whole thing though is, I think if I hadn't gotten the vaccine, if I hadn't done that, and then I tested positive, I might be really, really, really sick right now. And I feel really, really good. So I'm glad I got the vaccine. I'm glad I got the first one. I'm glad I got the second one. And if there was a third one, I would get the third one. That's how convinced I am that it's helping me.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. We'll have players on in a couple minutes.
Thanks, guys.
Don't drive Kathy too crazy.
Feel better, Coach.
Thank you.
Feel better, Geno?
So I'm going to throw you guys into breakout rooms. You should be able to move about them freely. For the first group of players, they're going to be a couple minutes. Message or text me or whatever. So I'm going to throw you guys in those rooms. Again, you should be able to move freely, but let me know if you can't.
Hey, Anna.
I guess, can you start with kind of how you guys have processed the news about Coach, and as leader on the team, how you maybe address that amongst each other, but then also, were you able to kind of enjoy the actual selection show itself and kind of start to get excited for making it to Texas tomorrow?
We're definitely excited, to say the least. It's very unfortunate that
what had happened, coach not being able to, be at the first 2 games with us, but nothing really changes. Our mindset doesn't change. We have to practice the same, prepare the same. Film's going to be the same, whether he's there or not. So it's definitely going to feel different without him. But I think for me, especially just being an older guy and being the leader, just making sure that nothing changes, and just reiterate that to everyone on the team. Just making sure, like, hey, coach may not be here, but we prepared with him so many times that we know what to do, and he trusts us and he knows that, and we've talked to him. So I think we're just excited to still get down there. And we did watch the selection show. We're super excited to see our name up there, see who we're going to play in our bracket and everything like that. So nothing really changes for us in terms of the game plan and of what we need to do and what we need to get done. So I think we're excited still as a team though.
And to know that, I mean, it's not just any assistant coach that is going to be leading you guys in the interim. It's CD of all people. I mean, it's CD. How much, I guess, does that add to your faith that you guys can really just go on as close to normal as possible and still win some games while coach is gone?
We have all of our trust in her. We have the utmost respect for CD and trust her, and whatever she calls, we have to get it done. Her and coach have been coaching together since before the end of time. So like I said, she's a great person and a great advocate and a great coach. Just to be there in our corner with us, as unfortunate as coach is not going to be there with us. So like I said, nothing really changes. She's going to prepare us and we're going to be ready, just like coach was there.
Thanks, Avina.
Yeah, this is Charlotte Carroll from The Athletic. You kind of touched on this a little, but what have the conversations been like with Kristen and Olivia, just with you guys as juniors heading into this week since finding out, maybe even finding out coach had tested positive, and now especially with this?
I think before we found out, just making sure when us three were talking, just making sure, like, hey, this is when all of our hard work has to pay off. We can't have mishaps. We can't have mistakes at this point. We have to make sure that everyone on the team understands that, which they do, understands that, and just continue to be responsible off the court, like we've been doing all season. And then making sure, everything matters at this point. Every practice matters. Every, making sure everyone's healthy, the rehab, pregame, and all those things. Everything matters at this point. And this is what is going to make it all worth it. Just seeing our name called on TV earlier. All the rules and all the games getting postponed and all the games getting canceled. Like, we really have to make it count now. This is what we worked so hard for. So I think just us three, just talking like that, and then just letting our younger guys know, like, hey, we've seen y'all put the work in, then now it has to pay off with these next couple of weeks we have ahead of us.
Liv, what's the layoff been like for the team? I know you've been quarantined getting ready for this thing, but what's it been like? How much rest have you guys gotten before you got back on the practice floor?
We had a few days off, coming back from the tournament, the Big East tournament. But other than that, we've just been in the gym practicing, going over the little details and things that we need to kind of take care of before heading down there tomorrow.
Liv, how impressed have you been with this team's defense? I mean, we saw it in grand form at the Big East tournament. What's different since maybe the Arkansas game that you guys are doing better?
I think it's just our mentality that we come in with and our aggressiveness. It really comes down to that. I think in the beginning of the season, we were kind of lacking that aggressive mentality on defense. And, we were just kind of quick to score on offense and kind of get into that. But I think we sort of realized along the way that our offense really kind of thrives on the way we play defense. And we get a lot of open looks. We get a lot of different opportunities on offense based on how we do on defense. And so kind of picking up that level of intensity going into the games like that has really created, newer opportunities on offense for us. Not only that, but just kind of stopping teams in the process as well.
Liv, good luck. Stay safe.
Thank you.
Hey, Liv, you mentioned that with CD, it's pretty much the same, but are there any differences with her as a head coach compared to Gino? Like, does she give a different pregame speech? Are there any noticeable differences with her in charge?
I mean, I would just have to say that the program is pretty uniform. Something that Coach was talking about us earlier is that we don't really rely on just one person. And I think that's what kind of makes our program special, is that even if Coach is out, or say the roles were reversed and CD was out, we wouldn't have to just rely on one person to have our speeches, to have, different things to say and coach us. The fact that she can come in and kind of just pick up right up where he left off in practice really speaks volume, I think.
But for those of us who just joined this room, what are you going to miss most about Coach being there, and how is this going to change your routine down there?
I don't think it's going to change much of our routine. Like I said before, we know our expectations. We know what we need to handle, what we need to get done as players. So that doesn't really change in that aspect. But it's the absence of Coach, and just the way his coaching style, the way what he has to say, his input for things, is definitely going to be missed, for those games. But we're just looking forward for him to come and join us as quickly as possible in San Antonio.
Has he expressed whether he's going to be Zooming with you guys after the games, just before the games, at halftime of the games? Do you know how often you're going to hear from him?
I'm not sure how often we're going to be able to hear from him.
Olivia, there's a nice mix of upperclassmen and freshmen and underclassmen contributing to this team. What's that process been like for you as an upperclassman to get to know and to get to trust underclassmen to the point where they can make an impact like you would hope at this time of year?
I think that's a great factor to have, especially on a young team like us. The fact that multiple people can step up at any given time or just contribute a great deal, I think really speaks volumes to our program and our team right now. And so kind of just moving into that, it feels good to know that, other people are capable of, having a great night or just doing the little things that we need to be successful in this tournament.
How about Nika in particular? What's she like, and what have you seen from her growth as a player and a person over the last X amount of months?
She's had incredible growth, not only on the court but off the court. But what you guys can see on the court, she just brings a spark and an energy right from the opening tap. And it's evident, her defensive ability, especially just getting steals, getting after the ball, hustling, being aggressive. And that really turns into opportunities for her offense too. So I think she's a great all-around player in that aspect.
Olivia, this is Michelle Vopa with ESPN. Forgive me because I was in another room. I'm sure you've answered this already, but can you just talk about your leadership with this team and how that's grown, and again, how important that is at this time of the year, maybe in this tournament more than any other?
I think for us being such a young team this year, having leadership qualities, especially amongst us three juniors, is extremely important, especially considering, there's only been two of us that have experienced a tournament run in the UConn program on the team like this. So I think just moving forward, though, continuing to do the little things for my team, along with E and Kristen, kind of just being unselfish, sacrificing what we need to, and just continue to guide the younger guys is going to be an important part of our tournament run. But I also think the younger guys do a great job of just adapting to things, listening, following directions, and just kind of absorbing everything in and applying that on the court, especially. So I'm excited, especially to see what this team is capable of doing in the tournament.
Chris obviously has so much experience and has served in the head coaching role. What's your favorite aspect of Chris's personality in terms of her coaching? How do you think that changes that dynamic a little bit?
She's a relentless coach. She's honestly, that's just really the only way I can describe her. She's very passionate in the way she coaches, and she wants us to all be successful. And especially in a crucial time like this, I just know that we're going to get 100% from her. And that's just a great feeling to have, especially having coach out in such a fortunate circumstances.
And then did you feel like you gained anything from having to watch so many games this season and being on the sideline for so long?
I think, yeah, I probably understand more what coaches are talking about while we are on the court. I could see it from the side, so I could see the mistakes we make. So it's I think easier to notice them from the side.
Hi, Paige, Don Mori from the Current. First of all, what was your reaction when you heard the news today the coach tested positive? You guys have had so many things thrown at you in the last year. What was your reaction to this?
Yeah, I mean, we're all shocked just at the timing of it all. We've all been very cautious and very careful of where we've been going when we've been wearing our masks, which is all the time when we're out and about and out in public. I mean, the stuff that's been happening this year, nothing can really surprise you, but I think we're all shocked.
Coach had mentioned that with such a young team and so few players with tournament experience, that you almost don't know enough to be nervous. You don't. I think he said you don't know what you don't know. How have you guys been able to handle everything that's been thrown at you at such a young age and going into this tournament? Are you nervous? Are you kind of wondering what it's going to be like? Or are you just kind of taking it as the next thing that's going to come?
I think just as freshmen, we've tried to just completely forget that we're freshmen. We're obviously a very young team. There's 7 of us, so we can't really think too much about it because our team needs us and our coaching staff needs us to perform in a matter and show that we're not like true freshmen. Obviously, we are in age, but with our play, we try to show that we're more mature than that. And obviously, going into the tournament, I mean, I think any basketball player would have nerves going into such a great time in college basketball. I mean, we've been building up our whole lives to play in moments like this, March Madness. So, but I think we're all more excited just to get out there and get this opportunity. We know last year there wasn't even a tournament, and some of us had our seasons cut short last year. So I think we're all just excited to get out there.
Okay, what does it say that, every comment has been, well, nothing really changed. Yeah, CD will coach us, but nothing really will change for us. For some programs to go into the tournament and not have their head coach with them, that would come. I know you said it's a shock, but it would shock the system too. And it's really not shocking the system. What does that say about what you guys have built?
Yeah, I mean, it's just the building of greatness. I mean, it's just the sort of repetitiveness and just the culture they brought here that when everybody walks in, everybody lives it. If one person comes up short or one person goes down, then the other person steps up. But I mean, obviously there's going to be a difference not having our main guy coach there, but I think we're all just going to try to step up in different ways to fill his role.
Paige, what was it like hearing UConn called?
It was amazing. I mean, this is like what you dream of as a kid. Moments like this, being able to play in March Madness and definitely going in as a 1 seed is amazing and stuff you dreamt of and stuff like that. So just for it to become a reality, it was really amazing to hear.
Paige, how has your experience with USA Basketball helped you to play the way you've been playing and deal with everything that you've been dealing with?
Yeah, I mean, USA Basketball reminds me a lot of UConn and just the excellence that it demands and the high standards that it holds its players to. But I think just like I said, the excellence and really here it's like championship or nothing. And with USA Basketball, it's gold or nothing. So just being able to be held to that high standard and try to perform to that each and every day, I think it's prepared me to play here.
Paige, I have a couple of random questions for you.
Okay.
Based on an NPR story that I'm working. I don't know if you can hear me because it says I'm still muted.
I can hear you.
I'm Frankie Graziano, a reporter from NPR. And earlier today, I spoke with one of your coaches because I'm doing a bit of a profile on you. And I read something you did for the Star Tribune, I think back in like June, about some of the things you were missing out on. Obviously, now you're playing in the NCAA tournament without having played in front of UConn fans, really. But before I get to that, I just wanted to say that I talked to Coach earlier today, and we had spoken about some of the things that Coach said about your temperament, and how great and how composed you are on the court. But your high school coach did say that you can get pissed off if he pulls you out of the game. What do you got to say about that?
Yeah, I mean, it's the same way here. Whenever I get pulled out and I'm not in the game, I mean, I feel some type of way. I'm just a competitor. I always love to play, no matter if we're down 50 or if we're up 50. I'm always going to want to be in the game. So I've had a great relationship with all the coaches that have coached me throughout my life, and just be able to have that sort of open communication to where I can let them know I'm not happy with them, and tell them that I want to go back in the game. Yeah, that's always been me.
And then, you had just answered a question about how tough everything has been. And no doubt you get more tough news today with Coach, but something positive here with the fact that you're finally playing in your first NCAA tournament. Does this kind of make up for all the things you've missed this year, from prom and graduation to, playing in front of the UConn fans?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anything can really make up for the stuff that you missed, but it can make you feel better about it. Just being able to have this experience of playing March Madness and going to the tournament, and just being able to have that experience. I know a lot of things have got shut down in the past, so for this to actually be happening, it makes me and my teammates really excited and happy for that.
So Avina, she was very vocal on the court, and when we're like down, she knows how to bring us up. She knows how to get us back on track, and that's something that we need on the court at all times, whether that's in big games or practices or whatever. She does a great job of that, and we need that. Sorry.
I'm sorry if you were asked this already. What has Avina been able to do to help you find your footing and feel comfortable navigating a tournament that you are still learning about? What has she been able to do throughout the season for you?
Man, she's done a lot for me. Like, I don't even know where to start. Off the court, on the court, she's as much as we say she's really been a true mom of our team and a true leader, and she on the court she can do everything. She's very helpful, always gives advice, always pushes us to go as hard as we can. She's really our energy guy, and we respect her a lot, and we're very thankful for that, because she, even on days that we didn't like feel like it, she would make us go. And off the court, I don't even know where to start, because she's really been a great friend and a great teammate.
And then when we asked her about your playing style and what you're able to do on the court, she said, you're like a gnat. You're like a bug. You just stick to people. You don't go away.
What is a gnat?
A gnat's like a little fly.
Oh my God.
You stick to people and you don't let up. And that's what she likes about you, right? It's not a compliment. But with that kind of analogy of kind of sticking to people, not letting up, being a pest, do you pride yourself on being able to be a bit of a pest out on the court?
Absolutely. I feel like that's what gets me going. That's what gets my team going. That's what I always did. So I don't know how to do any different. I really take a lot of pride in that, because I really like to do dirty work sometimes that not a lot of players like to do. I really like to play defense. I take a lot of pride in that. So it's really nice to hear that from you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Nika, obviously with Geno not being able to join you down in San Antonio right away, how much different is a CD practice compared to a Geno practice? Because everyone said that CD's more efficient. She likes to do things on time, whereas Geno will kind of just work his way through practice however he feels like it.
Yeah, I mean, CD's a kind of perfectionist. Everything has to be perfect, and we know that. And it's not a very much different practice. I feel like
we have our little goals that we are trying to achieve every practice. So we all know what's going on at every moment or how we're doing stuff. So I feel like there's not a lot of difference right now. Obviously, we miss coach and we can't wait to get him back, but City's doing a great job.
And then just what have you heard from the upperclassmen about what the NCAA tournament's like, and are you excited to finally get a chance to participate?
Yeah, I'm very excited. Like I cannot wait. We've been waiting for this the whole year, made so many sacrifices, and we're finally here. So I've heard a lot from them. Like just from start of the year, it would always like kind of be a theme, NCAA tournament. And as I said, the girls couldn't go last year, which made things even more exciting. And yeah, we're ready and we can't wait.
Thanks.